Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alora Rose. My service dog in training Caspian is asleep over there, and as you can probably tell, I am making this video kind of last minute because I just had something important to say and I didn't know if I would have a chance to say it later because I'm gonna get busy with school and everything tomorrow. So I thought I'd just pull up my phone and record for you. If you've been following me on my social media, you know that I got some new equipment that I'm really excited about. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, this doesn't look like fancy new equipment she's so excited about. Yeah, it's not, because my mic isn't working right, so. I was pretty disappointed after spending 5 hours getting ready to make a video for you guys and putting it together and everything, only to discover it didn't work right. So I was really discouraged. And honestly, that's kind of been the pattern of my entire last week and a half. I wrote an article, submitted it to the school newspaper. They don't know if they're going to be able to publish it. I made a video, like I said, and it didn't work out right. I worked really hard on my makeup this week and just tried to look nice every day, and some people noticed, a lot of people didn't. I auditioned for a solo in the choir I'm in. I did a really good job, but I didn't get it. I applied for a bunch of scholarships, but I won't hear back on those for months. I did my schoolwork and I did it well, and I just have so much more. It feels like it never even happened. I walked my dog more than I've walked him in a while, and he just needs to be walked again. I practiced piano. I did more piano practice in the past couple weeks than I've done in a couple years, but it's not as much as my teacher wants me to practice, so I still feel like it wasn't good enough. I even wrote together some comedy bits to perform for my friends, and when I performed them for some people, they were like, oh, that's good, but this and this and this and this needs to be fixed. And they're absolutely right. Comedy is not a one and done deal where you can just shoot it out and no one's offended and everything's fine. No, you got to be very careful what you say because you're poking fun at people and you want to make sure you're doing it in good taste. But all of that together, it honestly made me feel really bad because I did a really good job this week at just about everything. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I'm just saying I worked hard and I did a good job, but it just feels like it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough to get any sort of proof that I did a good job. And I guess that's what I'm saying is I feel so bad because I did good, but I don't have proof that I can show to the world so that, or even show to myself really, to certify that I did a good job. I think this is really compounded by the culture we live in, this feeling of inadequacy when we don't have some sort of proof of our own accomplishments. The older generation is constantly telling us all these millennials and Gen Zs with their participation trophies, nothing's worth anything if you don't earn it. And by that they mean if you're not the best, good enough to get the biggest reward, then you're not good at all. You're either good or you're bad. There's no in between. And that's a really negative and unhealthy idea for people to be perpetuating. So we turn to our own culture. We turn to teenagers and young adults and we say, hey, look what I did. I did the thing. I did good. And I have my participation trophy. And they say, oh, pics or it didn't happen. And we're like, well, I don't have proof that I did a good job this week. I don't have proof that I worked really hard in the practice room. I don't have proof that I made a stranger smile and that I looked nice and that I ate healthy. But it happened. And they're like, it's not interesting if you don't have pictures. If you don't have video, if you don't have it on the social media, it doesn't count. So the older generation is trying to make us feel bad for not being the best, and the younger generation is trying to make us feel bad for not recording everything. So what happens is we are left with this really awkward state where we're standing alone with our participation trophies going, what did I do wrong? I thought I actually had my act together this week. I did a good job. So what did I do wrong? I think we've lived our lives with the idea that we need permission to be happy. We need permission to feel accomplished. We need permission to feel proud of ourselves. We need permission to keep doing the good things we're doing. And that's not true at all. We're living our lives for an audience. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having an audience in your life. I'm a performer. I love it. I love making these videos. Every single comment just gets me so excited. Even if it's a bad comment, I'm like, ooh, I have haters now. That's so nice. It gets me so excited. But if we live our lives for the audience, even if that audience is ourselves and we just need that proof, it's not healthy. And we end up living our lives to a checklist of what we did and didn't do. And I don't think the issue is so much that we're living for an audience as much as that we're living for the wrong audience. Because honestly, you can be proud of yourself, and that's valid. Your peers can be proud of you. They may not have a great reward to show you, but when your friend says, hey, you did good today, that's valid, that's important, and that's a very good participation trophy. Strangers, you never know when you're that one person that stranger remembers forever for doing that one thing. Like maybe you paid someone's bill at McDonald's when they realized they forgot their credit card or something. And you don't have proof of that. You just get your own little personal participation trophy in your heart for remembering that. But to them, it made a big difference and they remembered forever. That audience is important. People who look up to you, they're an audience too. There are always people looking up to you. Always. Especially young people who they need role models. They need to know, who am I going to be like? Who do I want to be like? Who am I going to be when I grow up? Like her? Like him? And you might be that person for someone else. And so when you look nice, or when you do something nice, or when you work hard and you just feel like another day of the same old, to them it's amazing and it's inspirational and it's what they want to be. That audience matters too. There are people you help with what you've been doing, and they appreciate you, and maybe they just don't know how to tell you. Like, I'm part of a choir, and I know my choir teacher appreciates me. He doesn't just say it. He doesn't say every time I walk into class, oh, Laura, I am so glad you are here. You're such an important part of this choir. You're great. And on top of that, your shoes are fantastic. Oh, wow. But I know that he really appreciates me coming on time, putting in the work, doing what I can to be good. And honestly, I'm going to try to put in more work because it's important to me that I please that audience, because I can do better and I'm going to try to do better. And honestly, taking Caspian for walks this week, it felt like I wasn't getting any reward or anything, but to him it made a world of difference. Because when he's on walks and he's not on duty, I get people to pet him. And just walking around and getting strangers to pet him makes his day. It makes him so happy. So to me, it was just a boring little part of the day or mildly interesting, but to him, it's probably the best part of the day, really. I made a big difference to him, so he's an audience that matters too. And there are even people who give trophies later. Sometimes people got to build up to the trophies. I am working hard in school right now, and I'm proving that I'm trustworthy. And maybe there's someone who really needs someone to trust. And it just takes time to build up to that. And you'll get your bigger than participation trophy later. from being that special person that they trusted. But right now, you get the participation trophy of just being a nice person to them. But really, all of these people, all these audiences, they're important, and we can feel accomplished for those. But at the end of the day, there's one audience that matters more than any other, and that's God. Because He knows what we do in secret when no one's watching. And He's up there cheering us on. And it's not just Him. I like to imagine that angels watch us too. I like to imagine that angels entertain themselves by watching Earth, kind of like Netflix. I mean, who knows? Maybe the angels are up there and you're their hero, and they're like, yes, you can do it. Make that right decision. I believe in you. Just like when we watch TV and see all the cool characters, and we're like, I love that one. That one's my favorite. Who knows? Maybe we're like that for someone else, even an angel. I know it's kind of random. Who knows? I'm not a spiritual expert. Don't tell me. Don't tell anyone I told you that was real. I don't know. But because God, He knows what you do. He cares what you do. And for all you know, the entire army of heaven might be backing you up in the good things you've been doing. You may feel like you're all alone in that practice room, just working on your music. You may feel like you're all alone on that soccer field, just doing goal after goal after goal. You might feel like you're all alone in the library doing homework all night. Or in the kitchen washing dishes. Or in the living room vacuuming. Or at work doing the same thing you've done every day for years. But there could be an entire army of heaven backing you up, helping you out when you need it. So I guess what I'm saying to sum up is we've been living our lives like participation trophies don't matter. But the truth is those participation trophies don't come from us and of people around us. They come from God. And they're the things that make us proud at the end of our lives. Because at the end of our lives, we might look back and be like, oh yeah, I got an Olympic gold medal, yay. But we never would have gotten that medal if not for all the days we stayed late, worked harder, tried harder, did our best. And all those participation trophies built up to eventually make a bigger trophy. But at the end of our lives, we're not going to look back and just see the big trophies. We're going to see the hard work. We're going to see the people we made happy. We're going to see the differences we made in everyday things. Life's not about the big trophies. At the end of the day, life is about the little things. So feel proud of yourself for your participation trophies because you earned them. And you should be happy about that. I love you guys. I will see you later.